Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One at my old barn door, and I finally finished the journals that I promised y'all last week I would get finished, and I thought I would get them finished in a couple of days, but that didn't happen. So they're finally finished now. I have a lot of distractions. It took me 3 days last week to do the consignment videos and all of that stuff that it takes to keep up with that. So I am a little late and I apologize for that. However, I have really stuffed these babies full and hopefully that will make up for it. So I'm just going to do some quick flip throughs and let you guys see a little bit of what I've done to the journals. These are fully decorated journals, and I'm super excited to share them with you. So let's just get started. Once you see this video, they will be in my Etsy shop, so you can run over and grab whichever one is your favorite. So we'll start with this one, and let me grab a ruler. This one measures 11 inches tall. It is approximately 8 inches wide, and it has a 2-inch spine. A little bit bigger than a 2-inch spine. So this one's the one I decorated the cover on the video, where I was just basically pretty much running my mouth. I wasn't really showing anything. I was just doing a craft with me. So I went in and added some of the, once I added this button, it made me think of the vintage stamps that I have. And I have a whole big bag, and I tend to forget to use them. And so I just thought they would be cool to add something vintage, a little bit of a vintage style to the cover. So I added the stamps, and then I did the closure with the eyelets in the ribbon. So there's an eyelet on the front and the back cover. And then on the spine, I took a vote, and you guys all thought I should just do a tassel. And so I did this really, really pretty tassel. It's just lots and lots of cream and white lace and a little bit of pink, and there's a little bit of gold in there, but I just kind of wanted to make it a very classy looking tassel. So I just kind of left it with those colors. I thought that the cover had, you know, enough color in it to that I just wanted this to be an accent to the fabric that's on the cover. And so this is the back cover, the finished back cover with the stamps added. And so let's go on inside and do a quick flip through. Now I'm going to quickly flip through these. I'm not going to be as detailed as I normally am because I'd like to fit them all four in the video, and I don't want it to be forever long. So on the inside I have some lace here. You have a quilted pocket here, and I've just got some goodies stuffed in there. There's some vintage wallpaper, some memo sheets, some line paper. This is a vintage bridge scorecard and a little notepad. So this is a mixture of scrapbooking paper and then things like graph paper or notebook paper or ledger paper for you to be able to write on, and vintage book pages. And this kind of has a floral theme. They pretty much all kind of have a floral theme, but you can really and truly make them to be anything that you want them to be. So I made a little collage pocket here with a paint chip and just an extra piece of paper, some lime paper, some lace, and a Tim Holtz flower. Stuffed some flashcards and some children's playing cards in there. And then that is it's a folding scrapbook piece for extra journaling. So we're going to go quickly. Each page has something, you know, most of each page has something. But I didn't want to overwhelm it, and they started getting really chunky. So this is a pocket made from a portion of an Edith Holden page. And then I've just stuffed you in some memo sheets and some really pretty vintage goodies for you to write on and journal on. This is vintage ribbon that my sweet friend Eve from Eve in Wonderland on YouTube, she sent it to me, and she's the Snippet Shop on Etsy, and she has some great things in her shop. But she sent me this. She sent me quite a bit of different ones like this, so you'll see those throughout the book. Got a belly band, and you have just extra journaling, a scripture card, and one of my collage tags, and I just made it really simple. This is one of my quilt pages, and I folded it over and made a pocket, and I Mod Podged some flowers and things like that on it, just to give it a little extra something. And then you just have some journaling cards and some quote cards and some vintage playing cards. This was a vintage game that I added into the pocket there. You'll see lots of fabric or paper page tabs, and this one is actually a quilted page tab. Uh-oh, are we stuck? Oh no, okay. Then I made these strips. A friend of mine had sent me this fabric here that's on the bottom, and I have a whole bunch of these little pieces of fabrics and laces. And so I guess you would call it a snippet roll, but I don't know if it would be considered that or not. But it was just something that I did on my sewing machine real quickly, just to add, you know, a different decoration. And then you have some scrapbooking paper, some die cuts. This is from a really, really pretty Helen Steiner Ross book. And then you have, I love the mixture of the old and the new together. This is a German vintage book page. Lord have mercy, I can't talk today. Sorry, guys. And it's in German. And this, my friend Eve sent this to me as well. And so I finally decided I was going to stop hoarding all the stuff that she sent me and and start sharing it and using it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Did a little collage here. You've got another, this is a vintage German dictionary page. Some extra journaling. I think this is a flashcard and a couple of little tags. This is one of my piano paper tags that I made. Lace on this on the page edge. Then I just did little hearts in the center. I love the centers of these journals. They look so pretty, and you can do so much with those. And these pages are some of my very favorite. You have a fabric flip here with the lace and another piece of fabric on top of that. And then this is a scripture card, and paper clip to it is an envelope, but it's not really. Did I make this one an envelope? Yep, it's an envelope. So, and it's empty. There's nothing in it. I tried not to overfill the journals, which is very hard for me because I usually just pack them stuffed full, and they're pretty stuffed, but I still wanted you to have room to grow and put your stuff in too. So you'll see some of the pages have the fabric edges. This is one of my glassine bags. I have them in the shop, and I just decoupaged a napkin on it and made a pocket and stuffed it with a bunch of little vintage goodies, some vintage ice coupon tickets, some vintage tickets, claim check, a guest check, and then a couple of other things in there. A little memo sheet that's paper clipped on. I tend to flip faster if I don't talk, so I'm going to try not to talk as much. I'll just point to things, and that'll make it go by faster if I just shut my mouth. Sorry, guys. This was just like a little, I had these extra little pieces of fabric, and I didn't want to waste them, so I just made a little collage out of them. I love, love, love the fabric on the lace on the edge of this one. It's so delicate and so pretty and soft. So that's one of my favorites. I used one of my snippet rolls that I get from Sarah at Me and My Son Treasures on Etsy. And then just have your little journaling piece here and a couple of little vintage pieces. And then I put the napkin with the flowers on it that I decoupaged on the other page. I folded the rest of it up and put it in there so you can use it throughout your journal, because these are very, very pretty napkins. Look how pretty those are. So I really, really love those napkins. Beautiful, beautiful floral book pages throughout these journals, and lots of fabric. I put a bunch of page tabs in these. I just went crazy on the page tabs. So lace here, a scripture, and then of course y'all know my obsession with stationery, so I tried to add lots of that because I have a bunch. And so I tried to stuff these books with lots and lots of goodies because I have so many, and I wanted to share with y'all. So vintage wallpaper, stuffed this pocket with lots of goodies, time cards, a couple of tags, some extra journaling, and then look at this is the center of the signature. How pretty is these? Are some of my favorite pages. I absolutely love them. I know I've already said that, but I just love these pages. Some more journaling, a little die cut, and then this is a very, very old German book page that Eve sent me from January of 1923. Very cool book pages that she sent me, and I have just been hoarding them and holding on to them for dear life, and I decided, you know what, I just need to share. I just need to use them. So in this one I have, it's a belly band made out of ribbon, and here's some more of that really, really pretty trim that Eve sent to me. Swedish trim, or no, it's not Swedish. I don't know. It's from Switzerland. Some scripture, and then these are some of those really cool calendar pages that are quilt blocks. This is another one of those vintage pages that Eve sent me. It has lots and lots of vintage ads on it, and let me see. I don't know if this one is dated, but it's very old because all of the stuff that she sent me was from the early 1900s, and I see 1925 here. I don't read German, but I'm thinking it's somewhere around that time frame. And then this is some vintage wallpaper that I had in a pack that my friend Holly sent to me. And so I finally decided to stop hoarding that as well and share. So I have lots of things that I hoard and hang on to them for a while, and then I start using them. But I don't know. I guess I just have to hang on to them for a while until I get to that point. This is one of those sweet, sweet fabric cutouts that my precious, precious friend sent me. She cut all of these out by hand, and so I made a pocket out of it, and then I just stuffed it with lots of little strips of leftovers from the paper that were used in making these journals, and just to give you something to play with in your book that kind of matches. I love these pages. They're so pretty with all the florals, and there's lots of florals and butterflies. This is some vintage wallpaper here, and I just folded it in half. But yeah, lots of florals and butterflies and birds, and just super, super cute. And then that is the end of the journal with my patch and my card. And as you can see, this was a Little Mermaid journal, and so I left it because I thought you could decide if you want to cover that up or not, but I thought it was too stinking cute, so I left it. I did cover this up because it just had, you know, like lots of writing and stuff, and it wasn't great. So that is, we will call this the chenille stamp cover. That's how you'll find this one on Etsy. So let's go to the next one. The next one we have, I've just tied some sari silk ribbon around it as the closure, and it's not attached. You have eyelet lace here down the spine, and then you have this pretty, I love this green check fabric, and so I just wanted to add little bitty pieces of fabric with buttons just to accent it. And then there you have the back, and I just covered up the barcode with a pretty piece of botanical fabric. I didn't want to cover this cover because I love Snow White, and I don't know about y'all, but I just think she's so pretty. And so I just wanted to leave it and leave it up to you, but I love this. I would leave it exactly like it is if it were mine. So on the inside, again, I didn't want to cover anything up because they're such pretty images, and so I left it plain, but I did put flowers down where the fabric meets the page. And then someone had written their name here, a little kid, so I just put washi tape over it so it wouldn't be distracting. Again, here's some of those beautiful pages, and then a snippet roll here, and inside I've just put you some extra journaling and a beautiful little tag. This is one of my ticket tags I made, and this is a little coin envelope that I stuffed with a bunch of goodies, and I think I'm going to put these in my shop, so be looking for those because they'll probably be going in there soon. Again, these have lots of fabric, page tabs and altered paper clips, and lots of stickers and lots of the paper page tabs. And then this is that beautiful trim that Eve sent me, some of that Gorgeous, gorgeous trim. I love it. Here is your fabric flip in this one. And I used fabric and then a crochet piece and then a couple of pieces of fabric here on the top. This is a quilted page tab. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Put a little dangle here on the edge of this, I think they're called bulldog clips. And this was given to me by one of my friends who sent me some wonderful Happy Mail. And so I wanted to use it to decorate in this journal. It's a little bag. So one of those little brown bags. I actually have some of these, not the same size. They're a little bit bigger. Well, here, I have one right here. Oh my goodness, that crow just flew by my window and scared me to death. So yeah, so I have some. They're not gusseted. These aren't. This one is. But anyways, they're in my shop if you're looking for some of those. She has a little pocket here in the front. How pretty is that? I love it. And it's the pocket's made out of doilies that have been color dyed. And then inside, I have this gorgeous, gorgeous tag. Is this tag not absolutely beautiful or what? I absolutely love it. I think it's so pretty. So I wanted to add that into the journal because I thought it went really, really pretty with the floral theme of the journal. And it's just beautiful. You know, you just can't leave that sitting in a drawer. Lots of bird pages and floral pages, writing pages. This is a vellum envelope that she had sent me, the same friend that sent me this. And I put a scripture underneath. And then inside, I have a whole bunch of stickers, y'all. I can't even begin to tell you the number of stickers that I have. And so I thought it was time to start sharing. And so I've stuffed this little envelope with stickers for you and die cuts to play with. Y'all know me, I love my schematics, and I just thought this green went perfectly with these floral pages. This is a vintage floral book from, it's very, very old. I can't remember what the year is. This is some feed sack fabric as a page tab. This is your center of your signature, and it's just tied with a little dangle at the bottom. And then I love this. Now this takes a little bit of effort, but not too much. I stinking love this trim on here. I just wanted something different and big and bold, and I found this and I was like, oh yes, that's going in there. So love that. Vintage playing card here. I'm going to try and flip fast. Sorry guys, I know we're at 20 minutes already. I'm trying to hurry. I just can't do anything quickly, I guess. This is an envelope that my friend made. I'm not going to take it out. There's goodies inside. Okay, so you'll know you'll have goodies, and there's a tag there. We'll leave you some surprises. Bird pages. And then this is a little clear packet, and it has vintage wallpaper pieces in it. And then on the back side, I gave you some die cuts and some super cute little stickers, and it's on this cute little puzzle paper clip. This I found at a thrift store, and I absolutely loved it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of stationery. And again, y'all know my obsession with the stationery, so had to have it. Put you some extra little stickers in to play with in your journal. Some vintage children's playing cards. This is a belly band of some of my strips that I'm working on as part of a digital kit. And then inside, I made you a little booklet for extra journaling. And then you have a little pocket here with a little journal card and some die cuts to play with in your journal as well. Love these pages. They're so pretty. A little tuck here with a journaling card. This is actually Helen Steiner Rice. That's her face. Some more of my vintage stationery and a little scripture, a vintage playing card, a couple of vintage playing cards, and a little trinket there for you to play with. Birds. This is the fabric flip in this one with lace, and then some more of that pretty fabric. Love this page. I love that fabric. Got the ruffle here. Vintage wallpaper. This is a vintage children's reader. This is an Avon Victorian type journal or calendar type little book. Some more of my vintage stationery there. I just punched a hole and put a little ribbon tie on that page. One of my snippet roll pockets. You have some stickers and a couple of vintage book pages with butterflies and flowers. And then a vintage plain card and a sweet little journaling card there. Aren't these pages just gorgeous? This comes from those that Flowers of the World book that I love so much. And then you have a paper pocket here. Got a memo sheet, some journaling paper, a vintage flashcard, a couple of vintage plain cards, and then this is a vintage card that I made on my Photoshop program. I have lots of things going, lots of digitals going on my Photoshop program. Here's the center of your signature, and I put a cute little flip-flop in there. But it's just a matter of trying to get to them, you know, to get them finished, because I have so much else going on till it takes me a while to get them completed. There is a little weekly goals sheet, and on the back side you have a scripture card. I made a little pocket here with a couple of different pieces of scrapbooking paper and a journaling card, and then you have a Thomas Kincaid memo card and just a couple of things to play with in your journal, some die cuts and things like that. Sorry, I'm just trying to speed it up and make sure that we get to see everything. Some more of that beautiful, beautiful trim that Eve sent me. This is just a flip. It's a shopping list and then recipes. So like I say, you know, it doesn't have to be a floral theme. It can be if you want it to be, but it can be whatever you want to make it. This is a vintage postcard or vintage piece of stationery, I would say. And then this sweet little card here. There's the other side of Helen Steiner Rice. And then this is the back with my patch, and I stuffed some goodies in there for you with my card. So this one is the Snow White journal, is how we'll name that one. So let me switch them out and I'll bring the next one in. Okay, so the next one is a floral book page, or a floral book cover. I just absolutely think these are the prettiest covers, and I just can't bear to cover them up. So I did put lace, real pretty lace on the spine, and then the back cover is the same. It has eyelets for the closure, and I have sari silk with little beads, pretty little porcelain beads tied at the end of the sari silk. So let's go on in and do a quick flip through of this one. I'm going to try not to talk as much. Sorry guys. Little cluster here. Stuffed you some goodies in this pocket. I'll let that be a surprise. We have some vintage stuff in there. One of my pretty little tags, some stickers, a journaling card. These are the Chanel snippet rolls that my friend makes. They're awesome. I use these snippet rolls for pockets in every single journal I make pretty much. Again, you have the laces on the sides. And this book page was in there crooked. I'll go ahead and be transparent. It's in there crooked, so I thought, you know what? How can I creatively fix it? So I just folded it over and made a pocket and put you some goodies in there with a little cluster at the bottom. And if you want to rip that page out, feel free. I just left it. Ruffle here. You have some pretty little journaling pages here that I just washi in. Love these. Flowers of the World. I made a little tag out of one of my the quilted backgrounds digital that I have in my shop. I made a little tag out of that and put the little fabric topper. And then you have a scripture here. Just a couple of little goodies tucked into this little tuck spot for you. Fabric botanical fabric pocket with some goodies. These are some of those vintage postcards that my sweet friend sent to me. Children's reader. This is from the Avon book. These are so pretty. Look how gorgeous. These books really, really have some gorgeous floral journaling pages, or, you know, floral book pages in them. So I have this really big paper clip here with that botanical fabric tied at the top. So I put a scripture there, and this is a vintage card with birds and Japanese cherries. Really, really thin, so I know that it's quite old. This is the center of your signature with a little heart. A little pocket here with a cluster. I made it out of a bingo card with another one of those little postcards and some lined paper. Just say hush, Diane. Move it on along. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm sorry. Sweet little pocket here I made out of a fairy book page. And then it's got a couple of tags and a vintage Yahtzee card, the scorecard, and some writing paper in there. These are from my sweet friend Kathy. She sent me a bunch of them. So thank you, Kathy. I love the daisy. This is a pocket I made out of some of my vintage wallpaper, and I just stuffed some tickets in there on that cute little heart paper clip. I love, love, love this lace. It's so delicate and pretty. So I had to add some in. I'm not going to pull this out, but it's a belly band, of course, and it's got a little booklet here with a pretty little applique on the front, and then inside you have paper. It's like a little booklet for journaling. There's some more of those roses that I decoupaged on. Quick flip through. We're doing a quick flip through. More vintage lace. This is one of a pocket that I made from one of my digital, the quilted background digitals, and a scripture, one of my butterfly cards, one of my tags that I made out of magazine book pages, and then a sweet little journaling card there for you. Isn't that pretty? I love these book pages so much. I made a pocket here, and I put a scripture and a couple of die cuts and the stickers in there. One of those calendar blocks. I love this paper. Here's another one of those belly bands that I made, and I put you some vintage wallpaper in there, a game sheet, a memo pad, and then a little sticker in there for you. Some more lace here. One of the lace snippet pockets, and this is just extra journaling paper. It's a whole 12 by 12 sheet, and it's so pretty. And then you have a very vintage postcard here. This is from 1907. One of my tags that I made, actually two of my tags that I made. Really, really pretty items in that little pocket. Lots of vintage goodies in these journals. Scripture here. This is a little bag that I got at a yard sale. The lady was like, I'm giving them away. They've got a couple of little Avon things in them, so I thought it would be cute to add to one of these journals, so I added it in. Some of the fabric washi that I get from Handmade from Lisa. Another one of those little bird, vintage bird greeting cards. Again, very thin paper. This is the center of your signature. The heart down at the bottom. This is an envelope. I'm not going to take it off, but it is an envelope, and there's nothing in it, but I just wanted to do something different with it. And then a tag. This is one of my collage strip pockets that I make. I just make the bigger collages and do lots of sewing on them. And then I tucked you some goodies down in there. I'm not going to take everything out, but you got some goodies to play with in your journal. Here's the fabric flip in this one. You have the fabric, the lace, and then the large fabric flip. I just left this because I'm absolutely in love with this stationery, and this is the only piece of it that I had, so whoever gets this book, I love you. And then I made this little collage pocket, but I didn't want anything to take away from that stationery, so I just left it. And then that is the end of that journal, and I've tucked you in one of my cards and some stickers and goodies in my little patch there. So that's the end of that one. This will call the floral book cover. And then the last one, I'm not going to turn the camera off because I can just pull it on over, is the chenille, the patchwork chenille cover. And I've just tied it with this really pretty, this is vintage blue gingham type fabric, and so I just pulled a strip off and made a tie out of it. It is not attached, so you can move it out of the way when you want to journal. This is a good thick journal. I have stuffed her full, and you can take some stuff out if you want to, but I did the fabric or the chenille patchwork on both the front and the back, and then I added this cute little trim here with the dangles, and then you have the rosettes on the spine. Inside you have a little library pocket and a couple of playing cards and a bingo card, and then there's some vintage pink paper back in there. I'm not going to pull it out. So we're going to go through this quickly. You have some vintage wallpaper here, and then one of my tags that I made on our live the other night, quilted pocket. This is one of my a journaling card I made from one of my embroidery kits that's in my shop. It's a digital, and this is from the quilted background kit that's in my shop. Again with the lace on the edges. Can y'all see that okay? How pretty is that? And so with this being as wide as it was, I wanted to pop a color here. So this is one of those Hermelinda tags. It folds open. One of those chenille snippet roll pockets. This is some more of that German page. This is from a German book page, and it says 1896. So I don't know. It's from, you know, around that time frame. I don't know if it's, because again, I can't read German. So, so you have that, and you have journaling card, one of those little coin envelopes that I'm going to be putting in my shop, and a tag and a journaling card. Vintage wallpaper. This is a vintage Sears magazine. I have them in all of these journals. I just love them, and I love the colors from that era. This one's from 1963. More journaling paper here, and then this is a vintage greeting card, and it's even signed. And then this is that, again, that fabric strip that I made. This was actually I got this envelope in the mail with some mail in it, and so of course when I opened it, I liked the envelope and I liked the way it looked, so I just embellished it and collaged on the front and the back of it and made it super cute. So I put it in here so that you can use it as a floating pocket, or you can put it as a stationary pocket anywhere you want to. Here's some more of that pretty ribbon that Eve sent me. I'm talking a lot again, aren't I? Sorry. Collage pocket here with some goodies tucked in for you to play with in your journal. This is from one of the embroidery pieces. I don't think this one's in my shop yet. I'm trying to get it in there. I'll try to have it in there by the time I upload this video so that you can grab that if you want to. And then just some extra journaling cards. This one here is another one of the embroideries that I'll try to get in there for you guys to have available to you. This is a vintage playing card or a game card. Another one of my embroideries. I think this one's already in there. And then this is the center of your signature. I just tied a ribbon with a bow. Got that idea from one of the ladies that sends me journals for my consignment booth. I can't remember who was the first one I saw do it, because a couple of them do it, and I just think it's a cute idea. Here's some more of that beautiful ribbon from Eve. Thank you so much, Eve. This is some vintage wallpaper, or it's a border, and it's actually sticky on the back side, so it just, you know, it just sticks down. And then this is a vintage playing card. Put you some pretty watercolor stickers. Here's your fabric flip in this one, and this lace is absolutely gorgeous. It was gifted to me. lots of tabs. Some more of that ribbon from Eve. Another vintage playing card there. Here's another one of my embroidery printables in my shop, and a scripture on the back. Flipping quickly. Vintage wallpaper. Vintage stationery. These books are just stuffed with vintage stuff. One of my tags that I made with the tickets. And some goodies in there for you to play with. And then look at this. Isn't that lace gorgeous? I've been hoarding that lace for quite a while. And I thought, well, it's time to use it. So I put it in here. Beautiful, beautiful pages. This is from a French, I think it's a French history book. But it's all French. And these pages are in each of these books as well. Here's a fabric flip here. Fabric, lace, and fabric. And I fell in love with this lace and I had to have it in here. Isn't that gorgeous? So I added it to the edge there. This is another one of my embroidery printables. I don't think this one's in the shop yet, but again, I'll try to get it in there before I get these listed. And then just some journaling pieces in there for you. In the pockets. This is one of my vintage embroideries that's in my shop, and I made it a flip over so you can journal underneath. And then on this side I made a pocket, tucked you in an airmail envelope, a beautiful little journaling card and a scripture card, and then this sweet, sweet bridge card. Vintage lace there. This is so stinking cute. It was a Three Little Kittens book that Eve sent me, but it's in German. Super cute pages, very vintage. It was just a little teeny tiny book. And then I love the center of the signature. This was my sister's idea. She did this and I love the way it turned out. Uh-oh, we stuck together a little. There we go. Vintage Sears book page. This is just a very big journaling card. You can fold it. You can use it as a photo mat or however you'd like. Little tuck here with a scripture. And I put you a little glassine bag. And I tucked it full with some little scriptures and some little gardening tags. It took me a lot longer to do these books than I thought it was going to, because when I start decorating a book, man, I just get so into it and I just want to stuff everything I can stuff in it. And so it always takes me longer than I anticipate to get them finished. This is another page that Eve sent me in German. It's a vintage floral book page. Very pretty. And I love having pages in here with the different languages. And then I put some watercolor stickers in here. One of my tags I made on the live. And then I made a tag out of an index card. And this is one of the lace snippets that I get from Sarah. I'll try to put all the links to everybody in the video. If I forget one, leave it in the comments and I'll put it in there. I Mod Podged napkin onto this page just to give it a little color, because it was mostly, you know, words. And I had to stop myself because I thought, no, this is somebody else's journal. They're going to want to decorate it the way they want to. So, and then back here you have my little patch with my card, and that is the end of that journal. So thanks for hanging in here with me, guys. I'm sorry that it wasn't shorter. I was trying to make it short, but y'all know I struggle with that. So I appreciate you watching. If you see a journal that you love, run over to the Etsy shop and grab it while you can, because these go fast, and I have a feeling that these are going to go really fast. I am working on some blank journals, so those will be coming up as well. It just takes me time because I have to do my consignment booth videos. I've got several boxes now that I've got to do videos on and everything. So anyways, run over to Etsy if you see one you love and can't live without. Leave me any comments or questions that you have in the comment box below. Please like and subscribe because that does help me out. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Big hugs.